better?
Yeah, who wore it better?
Did you all get a chance to see this video of a Duncanville student who went on his little rampage in the classroom? We have the picture. Can we play the video? Do we have a way to do that? But it's only like an 84-second thing on YouTube, and he didn't know that another student was actually filming him during this rant. But I'm kind of like, you know, kind of want to high-five the kid, because he was telling the teacher, you know, if you want kids to learn, you have to engage them. You have to come from your heart with it. You can't just give them a packet and expect them to learn. You have to be, you know, invested in it. And
listening to this kid, he really, like, not went off on the teacher, but he really made some good points. He's like,
an intelligent kid.
He's like, I come in here and I want to learn, and we're the future of this country. And what's interesting about this child is he is actually an 18-year-old sophomore. He's come back to go. He's returned to school.
And he's been exposed to the world, so he understands what's required to be out in the real world. And he come back into the school,
he's like,
to the
I'm
classroom.
here and I want to learn and I want to be engaged in while I'm at school. And he tells this teacher, you can't just give me a packet and call that teaching. Like and the teacher's like, you need to sit down, you need to leave my classroom. He's like, no, I'm going to hold you accountable.
Okay, but y'all know. Okay, and I mean, he had a great point, and Emmett and I know we have kids that learn differently, and he's right. Teachers need to be more engaged. They need to teach so that the kids can receive it, right? I just believe he was out of order.
I don't.
I believe he was out of order. If that's, whoa. If that's my classroom and I'm the teacher, you can express your thoughts and opinions in a healthy way. But to me, it was out of order. You know, you raise your hand, you say, I'm sorry, Mrs. So-and-so, can I express what I feel? Can we talk about this?
I think she'd already kicked him out of the class at this point, and so these were kind of like his final words before exiting.
I would have told him, get out of my class.
You could tell him that, but bottom line, he goes and complains to someone. It gets written up, and it's shoved in a folder, and it disappears, and nothing ever happens. Okay. This way, it's exposed. He's showing society how far we have come from teaching our kids versus adults leading the kids like they are supposed to.
Right.
Some adults right now are not responsible for their own actions. And right now, our school system is failing our kids tremendously.
And if this kid is smart enough to hold this teacher accountable,
please, step up. Do your job like you expect everybody else to do their job.
I went to a private school, and I think y'all's kids are in private school, aren't they? I think. No?
Yeah, they better be learning something.
Well, and it's like my parents paid thousands of dollars every year. And I mean, this is a public school, but my parents paid thousands of dollars every year for me to have a great prep school.
Can we hear this? Let's hear this really quick.
No audio.
No audio.
Okay,
we just see him leaving.
Well, and to think that if they were spending all that money with a teacher that wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, then I think.
And I think that his mother is an educator too, so he kind of comes from that.
He has great points. He's valid, babe, you're right. But I just think the way that he did it, I mean, how about if everybody did that? Well, you'd have total disruption in class.
The world is not as nice as you want it to be. Well, and sometimes you got to
be more in order.
Well, if the world is in order, everything else is in order. Right now, the world is in chaos.
Because of these moments like this.
Not moments like this. It's moments of teaching the way that she's handling everyone else in that classroom. This kid feel like, wait a minute. I understand what's going on. I understand what's needed in the real world. You teachers, you just hand me a packet and not even explaining the packet? Come on. Well, that's your job, is to explain it. Teach me. That's why they say teachers. Teach us how to learn. Teach us what to learn. Teach us how to study. Teach us how to become more accountable. Teach us certain things.
Right.
Teachers. Teach us. As an athlete, I expect my coaches to teach me the offense. His job is to teach me the offense. My job is to learn the offense, so he doesn't have to teach me again. Right. Once I learn the offense, then it's my job to go out there and execute. That's what these teachers are supposed to do.
But would you have done that to Jimmy Johnson back in the day?
Jimmy would have said, this is what I want you to do. This is my way or the highway. And unfortunately, the highway right now is real crooked for everybody.
But that's my point. You wouldn't have come at Jimmy Johnson in the locker room like that kid did to that teacher, because it would have totally disrupted your football team if you got away with it.
I came at coaches many times. I went at coaches when they were wrong, and I didn't have to when they were right. Because when they were right, and when they were wrong, I had to let them know where to get off.
Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah, including Jimmy Johnson.
I love watching y'all just like,
this is as quiet as Courtney and I have ever been.
Including Jimmy Johnson.
This is us debating with the Smiths.
The thing about Jimmy was a winner already. He already had a system, so I bought into his system. I bought into his system. The man knows how to win.
It's like a boss. You know, you have to like buy into what like
you have to buy into it.
You have to like if you work for a boss, like people aren't loyal to jobs, they're loyal to people. I think students are the same way. They're not loyal to going to school. They're loyal to the teacher because they respect the teacher.
Exactly.
And so if that student clearly doesn't respect that teacher, then I mean, well, it's evident that that student doesn't respect that teacher. But I would be curious to see if there's any other students that come forward and say, I totally agree. Like this teacher isn't a teacher that holds us accountable and that has challenged me. Like I'd be curious to ask graduates of that school if they ever said, oh yes, Mrs. Johnson was the teacher who changed my life. I mean,
and then you kind of feel for her too, though, in this, because there's always another side of it. And we don't know what went on in the classroom before the kids started recording, and it makes you feel kind of bad for her because she's taking a lot of flack right now.
That's what that's the other side of this that I just want us to hear.
But we all take flack for certain things. Bottom line. Some of it is warranted, some of it is not.
Oh, you preach, Emmett, you preach.
Here's a kid right now, obviously feels like he was not getting what he deserved in that classroom.
Right.
And for whatever reason, he had a reason to say what he said. Because he's been there many days. He didn't say this 20 days ago, he didn't say that 30 days ago. He happened to say it on this particular day. And so obviously this has been building up for this young man, and finally he has a voice. He's old enough and mature enough to understand what's required, and he's there to get it, and they're not giving it to him for some reason.
Okay.
You tell
I love hearing the two of you just kind of like you take one side, you take but it's very productive the way you do it. I like it.
Yeah.
I think maybe I could learn something from it.
We'll see after the show.
You'll see if I still got a ring on later.
With Pat Nemmer, we're going to play a little our version of the new. We're going to play the newlywed game. Are you ready for this?
Oh Lord!
That's up next. Stay with us.
After this newlywed game, you might not have another ring.